She was looking right at me and she wanted to come to me and she couldn't because every time she tried to come to me, she would veer off to the left.
When she was 18 months, she was first diagnosed, went and had an MRI done, and then got the news that she had a large mass in her brainstem that would need treatment right away. We were very lucky in the fact that we were sent down to the university.
And Dr. Menezes deserves most of the credit for saving Maya's life. When we came down here, he went through everything with us. From there, he said, if you take Maya home, she maybe has 2 weeks to live, but I'm willing to take a chance on Maya if you'll let me. And of course, there was no question in our mind that if Maya had a chance, we were going to go for it.
He was able to debride a lot of the mass. They knew they couldn't get all of it because it is inside of her brainstem. And so he was going to debride as much of the mass as possible. She did great. And then they were going to give her a little bit of time before they started chemotherapy.
We, of course, had some very concerning moments during that 1.5 years of treatment. But Maya, she was so strong. She was just so strong the entire time. And a lot of kids grow up here, which is pretty neat that the university has provided the opportunity for them to grow up and not always even know that they're receiving care because they make it a fun place to receive care.
Once again, the tumor shrunk back down, tumor quit seemed to be growing, and kind of the benchmark for stopping, it was time to stop and just monitor the tumor again.
And everything seemed to be going really well. 2019, Maya came just for a regular checkup. We went out to the clinic and unbeknownst to anybody and completely unexpected, Maya had relapsed. She had no symptoms. Dr. Menezes said it's unbelievable. He said her tumor is almost back to where it was when she was little, and he said she's so resilient.
And so that was pretty devastating just because she wasn't a little kid anymore, so she knew what was coming. But Maya being Maya said, I've done it twice before. We'll handle this and we'll come out strong and we'll take care of this. And maybe this will be the last time.
It was a lot scarier for David and I because we talked a lot about that when she was younger, about how hard it was that we couldn't explain what was going on to her. And now the tables were turned and we could explain it to her, but there were a lot more questions and the why questions that we just couldn't answer.
Initially, she was getting treatment every week, and then it was every other week, then it was once every 3 weeks, and then it was once a month. And that was going on for a long period of time. And after about 2.5 years, Maya was getting tired, and Dr. Dickens listened. And he sat down, he talked to her, and he told her what he thought. And he listened to what Maya thought about herself, her body.
For me as a mom, again, back to the university, listening and treating her as a true person, and like all of her mental state, her physical state, all of those things all as one was so important. But she was sleeping 16, 18 hours a day. And so David and I both felt like something was not right.
Dr. Dickens took a little bit of time to research it and try to come up with the best plan. We've been managing symptoms, but at some point we're going to have to actually start some treatment.
Right now it's kind of, this isn't a curable thing, and we know that, and Maya knows that. She's so brave, and she just said, yeah, it'll be okay. And so we just keep moving forward.
I mean, I just gotta think of it as like, you gotta live every day to your fullest.
Maya's always been a good leader for our other kids, showing them what you can overcome.
She always wants to make sure everybody feels included, which I love the most about her.
She played softball with a softball team. When she relapsed, the one coach thought that we may need some financial support coming down to the university, and so they were going to try to do a fundraiser for us.
And she said, Mom, can we give that money away? And I said, absolutely we can. And she said, I think I want to give it to families that need it. And I said, that's a perfect way to use that money. And we decided to actually continue with this mission of Maya choosing kindness and helping others. And so we started the Maya Strong Foundation.
This year it'll be our 6th annual Maya Strong softball tournament. The last softball tournament raised just over $25,000. It just means a lot to see all those people come out. It would not be able to happen without everybody.
She has had a lot of curveballs thrown her way over her years, and she always comes out swinging, and she's always optimistic about what the future's going to bring.
This is my time to be bigger than cancer. I just gotta keep that positive mind and it'll be all good.